wow, I had too many sprinkles. Life is too short to skimp out on the sprinkles. It is necessary. It's necessary for joy and happiness in your life. So add all the toppings. Hello from Stephanie and May, who's taking a nap. It's okay, go back to sleep. Go back to sleep, okay. I am currently home alone and slightly... You okay? How tan I look in this light. I'm really not that tan, I promise. So, I have my laptop here, and we're just gonna get right to it. We're gonna answer some questions. Do you think there is something like a complete recovery, or do you think we will always have that nagging voice inside our heads, but we'll hopefully be able to ignore it or act against it? Okay, this is what I think for me. I do think that anorexia and having an eating disorder and food in general will always be something that I have to daily battle and overcome. And there may be times in my life when it's worse, during stressful times or whatever, but I do have a genetic disposition for anorexia, and so that's something that I'm always gonna have to overcome. Everyone has their issues, and so it's just gonna be an issue that you're gonna have to battle. I'm trying to use this trial to help others, and so hopefully you can use your situation to help others, if that makes sense. Now that you are a college graduate and adult, do you think you'll be moving into your own place soon? Good question, yes. I'm actually gonna go back to school. I'm going to, hopefully TWU for nursing school, but that's still in the works. So when that happens, yes, I probably would move on campus. How do you keep your mind from telling you that if you eat, it has to be mostly fruits and vegetables because they are healthier? Yeah, that's what I did for years and years. You guys know I only ate fruits and vegetables all day and then would eat tons at night. And you just gotta, again, evaluate your life. It brought me no joy. I was obsessed about food. I lost weight to where I was getting dangerously underweight again, and you just have to slowly combat it and realize that when you do start eating other things, it's okay and nothing bad happens. Like, I just slowly started eating carbs and actually eating breakfast and eating bready substances, and I was fine. So, are you fully recovered when your period comes back? That's another good question. Lots of good questions, guys. First of all, you need to see a doctor about that. But just because you have your period, it does not mean that you are fully recovered, okay? That is one of the symptoms and signs of, recovery or eating disorder or your body, whatever, but that doesn't mean that you are completely recovered. There's a whole lot more that goes into it. And everybody's body is different, so you might have your period at a low weight, but that's not an excuse to not recover and to restrict or to think that you don't deserve recovery at all. Okay? Okay, no. Don't think that. Christian opinion on being vegan or vegetarian? I think it's fine. If there's nothing biblically wrong with being a vegan or a vegetarian, at least not that I know of. I'm not a pastor, but that's fine. If that's what works best for you and you want to go through that lifestyle, then that's fine. I will never go vegan because, for one, it's too restrictive, and two, God gave man dominion over the earth and the animals, and I would never ever want to treat them cruelly, but I'm gonna get so much hate for this. Animals and humans are not on the same level. Do you eat Clif Bars? No, not really. I don't really like them that much. I avoided them at first because they were oat-based, like the first ingredient or second was oats, and so I didn't digest oats well, and I still have to be careful around oats, but I just don't like them that much. I'd rather eat something else. When the thoughts come in that adding extra food or toppings are unnecessary, how do you combat those? This is what I think, and maybe it'll help you to think in the moment. Obviously, it's not a long-term thing that you should always be thinking, but I'm like, okay, if I was to die in a car wreck or some explosion or some freak accident, like in an hour. Hello? I swear. Hello? Someone's trying to break in. It happened one time. I was in a car wreck and literally one of the first things I thought was, oh my gosh, my last meal sucked because all I ate was chicken and I'm so hungry and I should have eaten better because I'm about to die and I wish I'd eaten this and this and this. And so life is too short to skimp out on the toppings and the sprinkles and the extra whatever. Like, you're gonna look back in your life and you're not gonna be like, wow, I had too many sprinkles or I had too much whipped cream. Shouldn't have done that. Like, no, you shouldn't dwell on it so much. And if you don't start letting yourself have it now, then you're never gonna start letting yourself. It is necessary. It's necessary for joy and happiness in your life. So add all the toppings. Do you like reading? If so, what books do you like? I'm sorry, guys. I don't like reading. Like, I just don't. I'm not a reader. I've read a few good books in my time, but I'd rather be outside doing sports or watching Netflix. I don't give the general Christian answer of the Bible. I think that's kind of silly. I mean, obviously it's a good book, but moving on. Okay, last question for now. She says, this might be triggering, but I think it's very relevant for many. What if you relapse but only lose a little bit of weight in comparison to earlier relapses, and the struggle with deserving food is bigger as you haven't accomplished a proper relapse? That probably didn't make much sense. ... Looking forward. No, that totally makes sense. Everybody deserves recovery no matter what weight you're at, no matter how much you weigh, no matter what you look like, no matter how much weight you've lost, no matter what your BMI is. Like, if you are struggling, if you have a mental issue, Myron fell asleep. So you can't stop halfway or 3/4 of the way. Like, you're still not where you're supposed to be. You still deserve food. You still deserve recovery. If I'm gonna use this example, probably not a good example, but say you had cancer, you did chemotherapy, like it was awful, and you got better, and your scans came back clean. I'm not a doctor, so this is probably not the way it works, but your scans came back clean, and you were like cancer-free, technically, in remission, whatever it's called, and you're doing good, going for your 6-month scan or your whatever month scan, and they find a spot, they find a tumor, they find something. You're not gonna be like, oh, well, obviously it wasn't as bad as last time. I already had the surgery, I already got better. So we're just gonna ignore this and not treat it because, it's just a little tumor. It's not like, my entire liver is infected. Just a little tumor. We're gonna ignore it. No big deal. It's fine. No, because you would die eventually, right? I don't know. Again, I'm not a doctor, but you're not gonna stop until it's completely gone, until you're completely better, and you can live your life fully. And that kind of goes along with, as you get closer to your set point weight, you're kind of like, wow, I don't need to be eating all these calories, and oh, I don't need to be, I'm not super underweight anymore, so I can slow down. No, you cannot slow down until you reach the finish line. A marathoner, a runner does not slow down the last half mile, the last 3/4. They don't, actually, in my experience, because I used to run. We speed up, you see the finish line inside, you sprint to that finish line. You sprint until you're completely better, then you can relax and enjoy your life. So I hope that made sense. I hope that was helpful. Actually, really have to pee. Maisie, you're gonna say goodbye? She's like, human, get off me. I was trying to nap and you woke me up. I'm sorry. All right, well, on that note, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. We love you guys so much, and subscribe, like, share, Instagram, all the stuff. I actually really have to pee, so we're just gonna go now. And I have a hairball in my throat. Thank you very much. All right, love you guys. Bye.